Peace, beautiful souls. I just rose up from a nap. I'm so happy. The last 2 days, I think the last 2 days, well, within the last couple days, I've been taking naps. Usually, I cannot take a nap because I can't fall to rest, or when I take naps, I rise up feeling really, really sick. But it's been good. Anyways, I came here to talk to y'all about these two dreams I had. The first one was at like 2 a.m., 2 something a.m., right? And I had a dream that I was dancing with this guy and he like stopped and looked at me and I'm like, what is he about to do? And then he tried to kiss me, so I backed up and I just turned around and walked away. And I was very like upset. Oh my gosh, there was actually a lot. So a little bit before the dream, I was in this building with this pool with these random girls in the pool, and I remember thinking like this energy is odd. Like a lot of the girls had like mean girl type of energy, and I was just like, what's going on? And then whatever, eventually I left and then ended up there. So when he did that and I started walking away, I started walking back towards that building to go get my stuff because I had left like my stuff there. And as I'm walking and I'm about to enter the door, mind you, the building is odd. Like it's not like a regular building. It's kind of like some of the buildings here in Mexico, like cement kind of buildings, but just different. So as I'm walking in like the entryway, there's like a cement square seat and there's this like wiser and aged man sitting there, and he's like sneak recording the guy behind me, because when I started walking away, the guy that I was dancing with, he started like freaking out like, oh my god, no, sorry, like it was just weird. But he's like having I don't know, a tantrum in the back, and the guy was like, the wiser and aged man was recording him. And I remember thinking like, why is he doing that? But I was just like, whatever. So I go up, and then as I'm walking up the stairs, it's like pitch black. There's no lights, no people, no nothing. So I'm like, I start to grab my phone to turn on my flashlight so I can see where my stuff is at. And as I'm doing that, I feel someone grab me, and they're trying to lift me over the railing and throw me down the railing, like down the stairs over the railing. And I'm like starting to scream. I couldn't see who it is, and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, it's either got to be that guy or the wiser and aged man. And then I started thinking like, if it's the guy, then the wiser and aged man probably is still recording or whatever. But I started screaming and like grabbing the railings with my feet so that he can't throw me over. And he tried like to lift me up a couple times, and a couple times I did that and I tried screaming. I remember trying to scream like my mom's name, and then I remember I rose up, but I was still like halfway in the dream, but I felt that I was about to scream like in Rising Life. And I looked over, and like Loki was just standing over me, standing over me like next to my head. And I was like, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Loki. Loki's my cat, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And I do remember her not being that close when I initially went to rest. So I feel like she was, you know, she could sense like what was going on and like was trying to help me. And then she just like cuddled me for quite some time after that. And then went to the bathroom, she followed me, whatever. But anyways, so that was the first dream. At like almost, it had to be a little closer because I went and like did some research right after that. Because when I rose up though, the crazier part, like as soon as I like came to like Rising Life, I was resting on my back, and I felt like a pressure on my back, and then so much heat in my feet and my legs, but like energetic heat, not physical heat. And so yeah, I feel like I know what it was, but I would love to hear like y'all opinions, because I love when I have dreams like this and I come to y'all and hear what y'all think about it. Then the next dream was just now after my nap, or during my nap. It was a lot less scary, or less eerie, I should say. So there was this woman who was like in the middle of giving birth, but at the same time being chased by a bear, or we were being chased by a bear. So we end up closing in this room. I don't know how the bear couldn't get in, because it was literally going crazy like on attack mode, and I feel like it could have gotten in. But We get in the room, and she's like screaming, birthing her baby, but she was like, there's writing all the wall on the walls, like in red marker, like saying she's meant to be alive, she's meant to be born alive. But it was so weird because in the dream, that's what it says, she was meant to be born alive, but what it was actually saying, like she was born different. The baby was super like white, pale white though, not like regular white, and her eyes were black, her teeth were super super sharp, and she was wiser in age. She was like not a newborn baby. You could say maybe like toddler size, like 1 year old size, 1 year old, like the way she could speak a little bit, not really speak but understand things. I don't know how to explain it, but after she gave birth, the woman like gave me the baby, and I remember I was a little scared at first because it was like my first time seeing that room and seeing all the writing, and I was just like, what is happening? But I'm like, it didn't actually feel scary. Like the woman or the baby didn't actually feel scary, but it was just very different. I've never seen a baby like this. I've never, and it was just a lot going on. Just getting chased by a bear, all this stuff. And then from that point on, like the woman stayed in the corner of the room, and for some reason I just had her baby. And I remember being like scared to pick her up at first, like seeing her teeth and her eyes, and I was like, all right, it's a baby, like just pick up the baby, like it's okay, you're safe. So I picked the baby up, and then I remember like burping her. I don't remember her really being fed, but I remember having to burp her, and she was like, ow, because I guess I was burping her a little bit too hard, and I was just like, I apologize. And then I just started like rubbing the baby's back, and I could still, like, the mom was just, I could feel her watching me so much, but I could only see her from like my peripherals. I was just watching the baby, and I remember there being something on the TV. I don't even know. But yeah, I'd love to know y'all thoughts on the dreams. Let me know. I love you. Talk to you later.